Welcome back to another video for HarborFinancialOnline.com. Today I'm going to be talking about your tax refund, and if you didn't get that refund, how to get it and how far back you can go to get that refund. So let me get the video going here. So to check the status of your refund, could be in the current year or previous years, you can actually go to the IRS website, put in the year of the tax return you're looking into, your personal information, and it'll give the status of your tax refund instantly. So it's a great tool to use that I recommend. You can also call a hotline number that they have on the website, and you can speak to someone about your refund to see if you were supposed to get a refund and why you didn't get it, and when can you expect to get that refund, because there could be some kind of problem with your return that's causing a delay. Maybe you reported the information wrong, maybe your calculations were off, or similar problems like that. Normally, when you file your return electronically, which is the way I recommend, it's going to take 2 to 3 weeks to get your refund. And that's assuming you had no problems with your tax return, that it was accepted, there's no calculation errors, there's no social security number problems, your address is right, all of that matches up in their records. You can expect 2 to 3 weeks. So if it goes above that 3 weeks, I'd recommend these ways that I talked about to check the status of your refund. State refunds usually take 2 to 5 days longer. If it's anything longer with that, check with that state agency. Most states have an online website as well with the status of your refund, so I'd go to that site and check that out as well. If you filed your tax return after the due date and didn't file an extension, it normally is going to take quite a bit longer. This is for people normally that owed money, because if you owed money, then they have to calculate your penalties and interest. If you are still entitled to a refund, you're probably going to get your refund in the 2 to 3 weeks, the 2 to 3 week period, even though it's after the due date. The due date is really, people get that confused. The due date is really important to people that owe tax, because the day after that due date is when penalties and interest start to accrue, and then you could have some problems with your return. If you process a late state tax return where you owed money, it could take up to 6 months to process that return, because someone has to file it, has to prepare that at that state manually, has to enter that information in. So that's why I always recommend a e-file rather than filing by paper, because someone has to sit there and manually put in your tax information. If you didn't receive a refund, you can request a duplicate refund check. You can do this on the website or send a request by mail, and there's forms to fill out for that. But make sure you actually didn't get that refund. You're not getting an actual duplicate refund. But if you did lose the check, you had the check sent to you. This is for people that didn't have direct deposit. If you had that check sent to you and you have lost it and it's been a year or two, you can request that duplicate check as long as that wasn't cashed. But if you're trying to cash the same check twice, you're probably gonna have some problems. Refunds from an amended tax return normally take 8 to 12 weeks longer, from my experience, for a refund. So if you're going back to a previous year, you're changing that tax return, you're amending it, you can plan in 8 to 12 weeks to get that refund if you're requesting a refund. If you're owing tax, it'll still take that long to process it, but they will count the date they received that return as the date they received payment. So the reason that's important is because your penalties and interest will stop on the day they receive that payment, not when they're done processing it. So even though it's 8 to 12 weeks to process it, that first day is when they'll stop. So I'm going to take you to our site here real quick. On their website, they do have a page devoted to your refund and how to find the refund. Here's the main things you need to have. You have to have your social security number, your filing status, and the exact number of your refund, the exact amount of your refund, to be able to get that information. So I'd recommend going to this page if you're looking for your refund. On our website here, harborfinancialonline.com, you can use our free online tax estimator to see what your refund is going to be, or if you want to go back in previous years an amended return, you can see what your refund would have been in those years if you're changing some amount or your filing status. So we have a great wealth of information on our site here. You can see on the left side different areas of tax and credits and all the different ways to increase your refund and lower your taxes. And also on YouTube we have over 100 videos related to these topics of tax. We're constantly updating our videos with the new tax laws and changes, and trying to find new ways for you guys to get these little deductions and credits that will have a big difference on your refund each year. So let's go back to the video. I appreciate you watching our video. I hope you check out some of my other videos, and you can prepare your tax return electronically online at harborfinancialonline.com. Thanks.